In her gracious acceptance of death, Deborah James has given us lessons in how to live. None of us truly knows how we will behave when the inevitable gets ever closer. Facing it squarely might allow us to savor those final moments. Deborah James has been dying in public for 5 years. Since her diagnosis of terminal bowel cancer, she has become famous and beloved as a tireless campaigner, co-host of the award-winning podcast Iive. Me and the Big C, author of a book about cancer and a humane and life-affirming contributor to the conversation around how we face death. Now she has said she is at the end of her life. She is no longer being kept alive in hospital, but has returned to her parents' home to die with her husband, children and siblings around her. The phrase "end of life" has become a tag in familiar phrases: end of life care, end of life pathway, end of life wishes. The phrase "good death" is bandied about with no context. But at least we are starting as a society to talk about death. The brilliant, intimate, funny, flaying books and articles and programs and podcasts by people who are dying have immense value. For they allow us to think of our own endings, and how we want to die says something about how we want to live. After surviving stage 4 breast cancer in 1975, Susan Sontag wrote sanely and brilliantly about her experience of illness, that night side of life, and argued against the ideological cruelty of thinking about sickness in metaphorical terms, cancer, for instance, as a ruthless secret invasion, something to fight against and to overcome. She urged readers to treat illness instead only as literal, bodily, the luck of the draw. Yet Sontag was always terrified of dying. When in 2004 she was diagnosed with incurable myelodysplastic syndrome, the idea of her own death was unacceptable, unbearable, irreconcilable.